Good morning, students. Today we will read about the chapter India after Independence. Problems faced after independence. 15th August 1947 marked the end of the colonial rule in India, and the country found itself standing on the threshold of a new era, wherein the task was to build a strong nation. While India found itself independent from the British, it was still to find independence from social, economic and political problems that had started to become a rock in the way of its growth. Partition and the rehabilitation of refugees. India became independent on 15th August 1947. The joy and celebration of independence was mixed with the pain of division of the country. It became a democratic republic on 26 January 1950, when the Constitution of India came into force. The new independent India had to face a series of challenges. Apart from poverty, illiteracy and poor health services, which required long-term planning, the rehabilitation of refugees of princely states dealing with the rich harvesting areas that became the part of Pakistan were major problems faced by the Indian government. The partition of India led to large-scale Hindu-Muslim riots in different parts of the country. Many people were killed and millions were rendered homeless. Amidst riots, people left their homes to migrate to safer places. Nearly 8 million refugees came to India from Pakistan. The new government faced the challenge of their rehabilitation. The problem was tackled by forming the Rehabilitation Ministry. The refugees were given food, shelter, and jobs to start afresh. Integration of princely states. India had more than 500 princely states. These states had their own rulers who were under the British control. They had the options of joining India or Pakistan or staying independent. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel took the initiative of integrating these states to the Indian Union. The princely state of Junagadh had a Muslim ruler, but majority of the population consisted of Hindus. The people wanted to join India, but the ruler wanted to be with Pakistan. Ultimately, the state integrated with India and the Nawab fled to Pakistan. The Nizam of Hyderabad wanted to stay independent. Sardar Patel convinced him to integrate Hyderabad with India. Hyderabad integrated with India in 1948. The Maharaja of Jammu and Kashmir, Raja Hari Singh, also joined India when his state was attacked by Pakistan. The unification of the princely states was a remarkable feat after independence. It was possible because of the efforts of the Iron Man of India, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. Loss of a few rich areas. Multiple problems were faced by independent India. With the partition, major rice and wheat producing areas of India went under the control of Pakistan. This resulted in shortage of food for Indian population. Many Indian industries also suffered as several jute and cotton growing areas came under Pakistan. The newly formed government was faced with an economic crisis of a kind. At the time of independence, majority of the population lived in villages. Farmers and peasants were completely dependent on the monsoon for their survival. Whereas in the urban India, the factory workers in the unorganized sector lived in crowded slums with no or very little access to education or healthcare services. India, the new nation in building, had to lift its masses out of poverty by adopting new policies, techniques and infrastructure in agriculture and other fields. Religious differences, discrimination on the basis of caste, gender, religion and region were added issues that had to be taken care of. A new constitution for India. Some 300 Indians had a series of meetings about the political future of India between December 1946 and November 1949. Although the meetings of this Constituent Assembly were held in New Delhi, the participants came from all over India. They were from different political parties. The discussions among the different political leaders resulted in the framing of the Indian Constitution, which came into effect on 26 January 1950. This day is celebrated every year as the Republic in India. Features of Indian Constitution. Single citizenship is granted to all citizens. Universal adult franchise enables every citizen above 18 years of age to cast his/her vote during elections without any discrimination based on caste, creed, gender, religion, etc. Parliamentary form of government was established. Fundamental rights guaranteed equality before law to all citizens. Special privileges were given to the poorest and the most disadvantaged sections of the society. Directive principles of the state policy asserted that the state shall promote the welfare of the people by ensuring their social, economic and political well-being. Independent judiciary with the Supreme Court deputed as the guardian of the Constitution. Power is shared between the Union and the state government. The Constitution of India mentions 3 lists: Union list, State list, Concurrent list, containing different subjects on which the Union and the state government have the power to take decisions. Planning for development. We already know that the British rule destroyed India's economy. So, the first task of the government was the economic development of the country, as well as to fulfill the basic needs and wants of the people. On 15th March 1950, Planning Commissions was set up to help make policies that would take the country towards progress and development. Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru was the chairman of the Planning Commission. The principle of mixed economy was adopted, which meant that both the private sector and the government sector would go side by side. Employment opportunities were increased and so was production. The first 5-year plan was presented 1951 to 1956 to the Parliament. Its emphasis was clearly on agriculture. The second 5-year plan 1956 to 1961 focused on the development of heavy industries and building large dams. 5 steel plants at Bhilai, Durgapur and Rourkela were established. Hydroelectric power projects were also started. Till date, the 5-year plans are guiding us towards development. Independent foreign policy of India. After the devastating Second World War, India gained freedom from British rule. A new international body, the United Nations, was established at that time. Power rivalries and ideological conflicts between the USA and the USSR were also seen in 1950s and 1960s. Both the countries were creating military alliances. During this period, colonial empires were collapsing and many countries were attaining independence. Jawaharlal Nehru, who was also the foreign minister of newly independent India, developed an independent foreign policy of non-alignment and peaceful coexistence. Panchsheel. India's foreign policy of people coexistence is called Panchsheel. It is based on the following 5 principles: respect for each other's territorial integrity and sovereignty, non-aggression, non-interference in each other's affairs, equality and mutual benefit, peaceful coexistence. India signed the Panchsheel Agreement with China on 29th April 1954. India, then and now. India has made a lot of progress in the fields of agriculture and industry, art and science, and has even harnessed nuclear energy for peaceful purposes. It is a land of diverse cultures and religions. Still, India maintains its status of a secular state. Its people enjoy universal adult franchise to elect representatives who form the government. Independent judiciary, free press, and fundamental rights are some of the highlights of the democratic India. But many challenges still exist. Rising population and poverty hamper the growth of India. Education for all is still a distant dream, and health sector needs a lot of improvement. The nation 70 years on. Despite constitutional guarantees, the marginalized sections still face violence and discrimination. In many parts of India, they are still not allowed to enter temples, parks, and other public places. Also, there have been clashes between different religious groups in many states. There is a huge economic difference between the rich and the poor. A large section of Indian population continue to live below the poverty line. Thank you.